Hey, what is up, guys? Zach here, coming with another video. I'll be honest, like, living in Medellin is awesome. Obviously, I love it. It is a incredible city, but it's very populated, which means, like, I'm in front of a building right now, like it's 15 stories, whatever it might be, and people are living on top of people, and sometimes it makes me feel claustrophobic. And so today we're actually going to get out of the city and go to Parque Arvi, which is a nature preserve outside of the city. Now, it is connected by public transportation. We're gonna show you that. And yeah, we're gonna check it out and get some fresh air and kind of get some wide open spaces, man. Gotta get a little fresh air in your life, you know? So Parque Arvi is actually connected by cable car. We have to catch a train first, but we'll go from there. That's right, guys, you get to Parque Arvi after taking the train over here by cable car. We're gonna check out some views and time it, actually, because it's 30 kilometers outside the city center, so this is gonna be a long ass ride.
Como primero yo no es que la veo porque lo aporreamos.
Oh, sí, otro día, nosotros empezamos los viernes. Eso era viernes, sábado, domingo.
Yo me quedé ahí con el legua texto allí en la cuevita en Don Antonio.
Claro, es que no todos.
So when you come up the first 3 stops, you stop in this place called Santo Domingo, which is a barrio. Now I want you to look at this view here. Back in the day, people had to walk up or take a motorcycle to get down into the valley to get jobs. And this all is here now and connects the city to the upper barrios. Now, when you do want to go to Parque Arvi, you have to take the L line, which is another tariff. It's about $3 American, and then you go to and from. So we're gonna go up. I'll time it from here, and we'll see how far out it is. ¿Tienes ansiedad con eso? Con la... Ya, yo también.
La turbulencia.
So from up here, you guys can see just how like huge Medellin is. Like, I mean, it extends all the way through the valley, and we're all connected by a metro cable. So that's the only thing keeping us up in the air right now. So a lot of this stuff is farmland coming up through here, and these communities are like self-sufficient. It's kind of crazy to be this far remote when, like, down in the valley, you have all the makings of a modern city.
Porque se pegan esas cosas y entonces pierden también como que la realidad.
Ay, sí.
Alumbra.
We're about to make it. Let's go.
Como
All right, so we made it up, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the metro cable ride, not including the train from my house or the first 3 stops on the metro cable, because this line is separate, was 23 minutes and some change. Luckily, I had some cool people to sit with and talk, and we kind of talked about the history of the area and the fincas that we would go over. But yeah, we've officially made it to Parque Arvi, and here you get like a little farmer's market here. We're gonna go check that out. It's got a little restaurant here with probably pretty much basics and some food and stuff that you can buy over here. So I think I might get a coffee, to be honest. It's a little chillier up here. You're way up in the mountain. All right, so I was actually kind of hungry before we started, so I did get me a pastel de pollo, which is like this pastel that's stuffed with chicken. It's pretty good. Coffee and a bottle of water, and that ran me 13,000 pesos, which is just under $12. So yeah, we're gonna smash some food and drink some coffee and be on our way. Yo, I say it all the time, Ben, but Colombian food is awesome. This pastel de pollo is awesome. It's almost worth the trip itself. So you guys can see this place is just absolutely massive. So this is where we are in the middle of the park, and I mean, you can hike and do all of this and try to get back to the city, I guess, if you really wanted to. But yeah, we're not obviously going to go to the city, but it's all kinds of trails and whatever. They do have guides here. They run about 30,000 US, They run about 30,000 pesos, which is, I think at time, like $7 or $8. But yeah, like you can come through here and do all kinds of cool stuff. And you can see in relation where Parque Arvi is. I mean, it eats up a decent size of Antioquia. And yeah, it's awesome. Like I love, the air is just cleaner. Now remember, Colombia is a primarily cash country, so if you do need cash, they do have an ATM here. It's so beautiful here. So here we have like an indigenous dwelling from like a historical model of that. Kind of like wigwams or teepees back in the United States. But you can see they're built off like dirt, wood, thatched roof with a place for fires in the middle. So I don't know how ventilation would work through here. But it's kind of cool, like different side of history down here. And then, of course, there was little areas here where people would farm and do what they needed to do, grow food, whatever. Now it's basically a weed bed, but I love this, man. So I got lost like 10 minutes in, so I just signed up for the tour, and that was what those $50,000 prices were. I'm sorry, 50,000 peso prices were. Comes with a bottle of water, ticket, discounts to some stuff around the area, and we're gonna check it out. I just don't want to get lost. So we're gonna do the tour. It starts in 25 minutes, so I'm gonna chill out and we'll go from there.
También otro lugar se llama Santa Elena, corregimiento Santa Elena. Medellín tiene 5 corregimientos. Este es uno de ellos y está al oriente de Medellín. Es temperaturas frías, máximas de 15, 16. Ahora ha habido verano, pero el clima acá no sube mucho. La temperatura es súper agradable, entre 6, 5, 7 grados cuando hay lluvia. En este momento máximo, mínimas, perdón, 7.
Well, he's talking about
Y con de Canadá también, árbol canadiense que se llama pátula o carpa. También el eucalipto australiano fue sembrado. Ahí lo que.
Sí, sí.
they sent this to Miami
Herramienta
to verify the age.
And how old did they say?
There are some that are 2000. ¿Cuántos años tiene?
Puede tener más de 2500, 3000 años antes y después de Cristo.
2,500 to 3,500 years.
Wow.
El sendero. Locadas, amarradas, sencilla, con su nombre científico, mira, y con su leyenda de información, rescate. Esa es la palabra. Sí, mire, este proyecto es de... Mira, perdón, orquídea y helada. Mira,
Look at this orchid.
así, es diminuta. Metamorfosis de la mariposa.
These are natural orchids, and they're gonna bloom eventually.
O sea, hay una conexión.
Yeah.
Sí, hay una conexión.
Oh, yes. Dulce.
Puedes leer, mira, tienen aromas. Observa.
So the guide's like showing us the vegetation and the birds eat, and they actually, because the birds only eat insects, and this is so high up in the mountains, they bring plants with insects up into the forest to keep the ecosystem running. And he's kind of telling us about how it's all connected, which is normal.
De piel de tigre, de piel de tigre, mira.
So
Son pequeñas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a tiger.
Ellas empiezan a funcionar.
So apparently every 4 years they add new plants to the ecosystem, but they start out here in these artificial huts, which are basically greenhouses, but you don't really need the green. I mean, there's some stuff there that brings the heat, but, and look, like we got banana plants. I mean, this is awesome.
No les gusta el sol. No les gusta. Bromelias.
Yo tengo muchas bromelias.
Y quedan por acá. Muchas más, floras.
Qué belleza.
Y chiquiticas de 2 colores. Naturalmente.
So all this land was actually destroyed. And in 1970, the government decided they were going to reinvest into Parque Arvi, or this area, which is in a town called Santa Elena. And so, like, slowly but surely, they are rebuilding the forest naturally and trying to build it into this great conservatorship. And it's actually the only sustainable certified park in Colombia. Also, for the health and sustainability in the soil, and with these plants that they're trying to reintroduce, they don't use pesticides, herbicides, anything like that, because it would upset the balance of what they're trying to create here. So this is all natural, and it takes about a process of 4 years as they rotate in and out new crops and pollinate and do all that stuff. So I'm not a plantologist, which is not the right word, but this is crazy how long it takes to like rehabilitate an environment once it's destroyed. So check these out. These poisonous frogs, like you see, that are orange, red, blue, whatever, like they actually lay their eggs in here, and that little bit of water is all the tadpoles need to grow and eventually climb out of here and be part of the ecosystem. You wouldn't, that's incredible.
Hay que ver sol porque necesitan del sol. No son orquídeas de montaña ni bromelias y anturios. Esta es un poco más comercial. Bien puedan por acá.
These are the flowers that they normally grow here.
So in addition to the greenhouses, they have natural flower beds here, and that'll expand and grow as they continue to grow here.
Acá tenemos un proyecto que se llama científicos. Dicen que en Europa está muy de moda. Nos dijeron que en Europa estaba muy de moda y en ciertos países de continente.
How freaking cool is that?
Cidrón.
So we got like lavender and
Cidrón.
citron.
Sí, puedes olerlo.
And you sniff it.
Acá no se permite nada de fertilizante. Pero lo que están haciendo es atraerlo.
Esto es
Manzanilla.
Entonces la manzanilla, si se la pones al pie de las lechugas,
Al pie, es
no
el
le
mejor
llega,
proyecto.
no le llega la...
No le llega. Mira, las orugas. Solo lo puede hacer una vez.
Miren, the white
Spinach. Can't go wrong. Popeye stuff.
Esos animales, esos se mueven. Igual, mira.
So something like this actually doesn't make a profit. And according to my guide, Juan over here, he said that it's a partnership between the public sector and the private sector, about 50-50. And when you think about that, like, we don't have that. I mean, it all comes from the government in the United States. Like, the public sector maybe makes a donation for a tax write-off, but it's craziness. But it is beautiful.
Y hacen este trabajo, mira. Absorben mucha agua.
So it
Son
absorbs the
excelentes.
water.
Ya es prohibido, no se pueden vender. No es comerciable. Los vendían para hacer PC.
and before they used to take them out, for mangers. People used to.
Oh, sure.
But they cannot sell that anymore. It's for the put some burlap in the leaves.
Section along the stem.
Why mania?
Oh, the other day as well. Mi esposo es
And if you want to go
La
and
taxonomía.
watch birds, you
Taxonómica
have to
como
be here at 6 a.m.
composición.
Because, okay, all these trees are very young and
We're up here on top of the lookout. You can come up here and look for birds, but because the trees are so young, they don't sustain food, so they kind of get out of here about 6 or 7 in the morning. Hanging up on the treetops.
Este es el bosque nativo.
Yeah.
Es una especie de ambiente propio para las orquídeas, bromelias y anturios. Este es el bosque, ya vamos a ir viéndolo.
Y-
Como la sombra, es algo oscuro.
Sí, y eso es, like, destrucción en el pasado, ¿sí?
Correcto.
Yeah, y ahora, like, es como natural, pero joven.
Eso. Sí, correcto. Lo que pasa es que el pino, mira, la naturaleza es un perfecto, es el Dios. La
Yeah.
naturaleza es Dios. ¿Qué hace? Sembraron el pino y conscientemente el pino hizo lo...
So essentially what all that was this all looks natural now, but it was all artificially made. And now like natural vegetation is starting to come in.
Míralo ahí, mira. Fuerte, poderoso, mira.
Yeah.
Pino, mira.
And like compete for sunlight. So they're pushing like the non-native trees out of the way, like the pine trees that they planted, and are more creating space for the natural trees, the trees that are from here, and the vegetation. But you can see behind me, it's super thick. You can see how thick it is, and all you got is this little walking path here to get through. It's awesome. It's where the Blair Witch lives. Duck. Ugh.
Esta es nuestra flor de Colombia. Mira, el anturio colombiano, qué lindo.
¿Y cuál es el nombre?
El anturio colombiano, negro, el anturio negro.
Entero negro.
Y se llama anturio, el nombre científico, Caramanté.
Caramanté. Es el nombre científico.
Sí, es el nombre científico, el mundial. Se conoce mundialmente por el Caramanté.
¿Solo es en Colombia?
Sí, solo florece en Colombia. Este es nuestro anturio colombiano. Es un paquete grande así, específico, con refrigerio. Y mira, apenas engorda poco porque necesita más de 1000 años, 2000. Ese es el roble.
¿Sí?
En inglés como oak.
¿Es como qué?
Oak, el nombre en inglés.
Oak.
Oak. No.
Oak.
El
sí.
roble. Mira, ese es el roble. Roble de tierra fría. Ya se siembra. Antes no se sembraba porque un roble, como decía la historia, más duro. Mira que todo tiene una lógica.
Yeah, pero es buena para las plantas aquí también.
Sí.
Porque no existe un otro árbol, pero para la vegetación
Total.
aquí, yeah, es buena.
Sí.
I mean, like, just this ecosystem is so incredible. And the way these trees, like, actually fight for water and sunlight, but, like, still trickle down and provide shade so, like, these can grow, he was saying. It's, like, all connected. And I mean, like, that's probably biology 101, but, like, it's still crazy to think about when you're in it. There's the group.
Y cosas así, brujas. Es el sendero nocturno.
Yeah. Es las locales. Yeah, it's the locals.
Sí, acá éramos muy... Eso es una cultura, tío. Entonces hay mitos y leyendas. Es un
Like sculptures.
Claro, mire, le está explicando biodiversidad, testigos silenciosos de nuestras inspiraciones y increíbles historias y mentiras, porque muchas veces es eso, puede ser eso.
So I had a really good time on that tour, and Juan was incredible. And there's all kinds of other stuff to do here. That was just one trail. So there's like a whole bunch of trails that loop around here and can take you from medium difficulty to low difficulty. I don't think there's a high difficulty one. As well as some like parks and attractions that are close by. We're not going to do that today. We're going to wrap this, but it was a great time. I do recommend doing the tour. And from there, this was incredible. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the cool stuff, and help the channel grow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and come check out Parque Arvi. Good Lord, Colombia is freaking beautiful.